What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this quick conversation about 90 Day Fiancé The Last Resort, Season 1, Episode 7, Last Life. This is not going to be a play-by-play, scene-by-scene kind of review because the show just did not interest me that much today. So let's just start off right away with Kelly and Michael. Kelly and Molly. So Kelly and Molly, like I've always said since episode 1, why are y'all together? Just break up. Y'all are making each other miserable. Y'all are not happy with one another. Just break up. So when there was a scene where everybody was gathered by the pool. They were having drinks by the pool. And before Molly showed up, Kelly was telling the group how Molly had said she no longer loved him. And, I kind of felt like Kelly was trying to really gather or garner sympathy from everybody by trying to appear like he's the victim in that relationship. And so he's talking about how Molly said, she doesn't love me anymore. And, I want to work things out with her, and I don't even know why she's here on this resort if she doesn't want to work things out with me. So then Molly shows up, and so then people start asking Molly, why don't you try to make things work out with Kelly? Why aren't you putting in the effort? And why are you telling him that you don't love him anymore? And Molly said, I never said I didn't love him. I said that I was no longer in love with him. And Ed or somebody had said, well, whenever you say that, it really hurts his feelings. And she's like, well, that's tough, but I'm here to be honest, and that's exactly how I feel. I'm no longer in love with him. And so then Kelly said, well, you could have told me that back home in Georgia. You didn't have to come drag me over here to Florida to tell me that you no longer are in love with me. So then he gets up and he leaves, I think. So when he leaves, everybody's harping on Molly. Why aren't you really giving him a chance? Why aren't you trying to work things out with him? He's always telling us how much, he loves you and wants to make it work with you. And then Molly has to tell them, the real deal Holyfield, and said, look, I get it, I understand, but this is not the man that I thought, this is not the man that I met. The Kelly that y'all see here, this is not the Kelly that I, initially fell in love with and wanted to be with. This is a completely different person. So then she talks about how he has this apartment that he can't afford, doesn't even have a bed in it. She talks about how he doesn't contribute financially. And then somebody had said, well, he was a cop all his life. He had a very stressful job all his life. And Molly was like, it wasn't all his life. He's only 42 years old. So then someone said, well, he's at that point now where he just wants to relax. He had a really difficult career and he just wants to relax now. And he just wants to relax with you or something like that. And Molly says, I don't have a problem relaxing with him, but he doesn't help me take enough off of my plate to allow me to relax, because she's a mother and she's a businesswoman and he doesn't want to help her with anything. So she's, working around the clock. She's got responsibilities and she doesn't have the time to chill with him the way he wants to chill. So once she gives her side of the story and how she feels unsupported and how she feels like he doesn't contribute, then people begin to understand her side of the story a little bit better. They're a little bit more sympathetic to what she was going through and understanding her frustration. So that's Kelly and Molly. Kelly and Molly, like I've always said, y'all are not making each other happy. Y'all are miserable. Not sure why y'all are still together. Just go ahead and break up. Moving on to Michael and Angela. So I've always seen, and I think a lot of us have always seen, as Angela being the aggressor in her relationship with Michael. And it's an abusive relationship. It's a physical, mental, and emotional abusive relationship. And if a man did the kind of things that Angela did to Michael, that man would have been absolutely canceled. They would have been off the show. They would have been dragged on the internet. They would have been absolutely canceled. But because she's a woman, people think it's cute and they allow her to get away with it. With her throwing chairs, with her threatening him, with her putting her hands on him, with her destroying his car, destroying his property. Everybody thinks that's cute. It's funny. Let's all laugh at Angela, being mad at Michael. This is good TV. I see it as being extremely abusive. And I'm not even going to say, well, if Michael likes it, I love it, because we wouldn't say that if he was, if this was happening to a female who couldn't leave her abuser for whatever reason, we wouldn't say, well, if she likes it, we love it. If she wants to stay, that's her business. So why should we feel sorry for her? We wouldn't say that if it was the other way around. So I don't think that Michael should stay. I don't think this relationship is cute. I don't understand why there's a professional therapist there who is trying to keep an abuser, who is trying to keep a victim still in trying to keep a victim in a relationship with his abuser. I just don't get it. I don't understand. I don't care how much Angela says that she's changed, that she's not going to be triggered anymore. I don't think this is a healthy relationship. We also find out that Michael's mother had passed away, which was really sad because Michael's mother was a part of, the 90-day family. We had seen her several times whenever Angela would travel to Nigeria to see Michael. And Michael says that to honor his mother, he is going to treat Angela better because his mother adored Angela. Well, if that's what you want us to believe, then that's what we'll believe. So he says that his mother adored Angela, so to honor her, he needs to treat Angela better. And so they make all these promises with each other that they're going to treat each other better. And Angela says that this is the first time that she's ever felt genuine love from Michael. Angela to me is and always will be scary. And I don't know why people are afraid to tell these people y'all don't need to be together. I don't even think other than her daughter, I don't think anybody has ever said y'all don't need to be together. This is not a healthy relationship. This is an extremely abusive relationship, and Michael, you need to leave. But it is what it is. Who else do we have to talk about? We talked about Molly and Kelly, Michael and Angela, Jovi and Yara. Not much happened with them other than Jovi being Jovi. When he was talking with the guys, he was trying to, plan a trip to go to a strip club with the boys, and he tells Ed that we're not going to exclude you, we're going to include you. And Ed was like, why would I be excluded? And Jovi said, because you weren't getting along with Kelly. That's why. And so then Kelly says, you can be a part of this, but we just need you to tone it down. Okay, we don't need you to be turned up the way you normally are. We don't want you getting on stage, taking off your clothes. We need you to tone it down. And also, we cannot tell anybody what we're planning on doing. Jovi brags about how he knows some of the strippers that work in Florida, and he was so excited to tell Eddie, I know some strippers that work here. I know them personally. And so Ed, promises that he's not going to tell, but of course he's going to go tell Liz, not because he wants to keep it, transparent with Liz, but because he's hoping that Liz will tell the other ladies and the ladies will get on their men. And Ed just wants to see chaos because he's an instigator, and he wants to make it look like his relationship is the strongest. And so he would do whatever he can to cause disruption in other people's relationship. Then when they're all at the pool together having drinks, evidently Oswello had a little bit too much to drink as always, and he started molesting a cherry. So first we had to endure Ed assaulting a flower. Now we're watching Oswello molest this cherry, demonstrating what he does to Kalani, and it was very cringy. There was nothing smooth and sexy about it at all. It was absolutely unbearable to watch. And so, anyways, Liz asked Oswello and Kalani, have they been intimate on this trip? And they said that they haven't. And someone, I think it was Jovi, said, well, not yet, assuming that, they're going to go to the back room and make something happen, which I hope that Kalani doesn't. I hope that Kalani doesn't. I know sometimes, a girl has needs, but no. Absolutely not. Oh, and another thing, when the guys were talking about going to the strip club and they were telling Ed that Oswello has never been to a strip club, or he didn't even know what a lap dance was, I was thinking to myself, and what? He's been cheating on his wife since day one, since before day one. So he's like past the strip club stage. He's actually having inappropriate relations with other women that are not his wife. So he's way more advanced than y'all put together. I mean, a strip club that's nothing compared to the things that Oswello has done. So he's not, that's what I'm talking about, how Oswello wants to always put up this innocent island boy act, and it's anything but that. And anything else? Okay, we talked about the cherry. And then because he was a little bit, tipsy or drunk or whatever, Oswello stripped from the bottom down, from the waist down, completely got naked and was slinging and banging this thing in everybody's face. Poor Kelly ran away, and Oswello hops on the table and he starts, doing this dance. I mean, it was just too much. It was just too much. I was not impressed at all. It is what it is. And yeah, that's it. I don't got nothing else to say about this episode. It is what it is. Oh, by the way, it was Kalani and Asuelo's son's fifth birthday, so they were celebrating it at the resort or in their room, and they had brought, balloons and birthday stuff, and they brought a balloon that was supposed to be the number 5 because he's turning 5, but it really looked like an upside down 2. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.